Welcome to Steps, where we don't just talk about where we've been, we talk about how to step through it. This is Life with Miss Jewel, and it's not about the brown shoes, the red shoes, it's the power, the pain, surviving, healing. Every step tells a story. Let's get into it. Fire, cold and hot. But this episode is about the chaos, the betrayal within, the ways I left myself. There's things that were done to me that I had no control over. Running, anticipating the next gang, not because I wanted harm, but because I didn't know how to protect myself through the brown shoes and the pimp hat, or, you know, no one taught me how to love myself. No one taught me what safety felt like in my own body. And the hardest truth I had to sit with is I didn't always know when I was leaving myself, what step I was stepping through: seduction, intimidation, power, control, not clarity, community. What matters? I didn't destroy myself. I didn't deserve harm, but what I abandoned. I said yes when sometimes I was unsure. I stayed when everything in me was tired, and I gave access where I needed boundaries. Not because I was weak, but because I didn't know what choosing myself looked like. No one taught me what rape was, not in a way I could recognize. No one explained. It was constant silence. Freezing is not an argument. Confusion is not a yes. I grew up not knowing the difference between wanted and being used, giving and giving something else, but being taken from me. Between a real yes and a yes that came from fear or pressure or survival. And when you don't know the difference, you move through life. You move through in a different way. That it's just how it is. Self-betrayal isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like laughing when actually you hurt inside. Numbing out when your body is present but you're not. Saying it's okay when it's not. Letting other people think it's okay when it's not. Letting things slide just to avoid losing someone, or giving a fuck too much. Over giving just to feel chosen. It's subtle. It's quiet. It's repeatedly letting shit just slide. And over time, you don't even realize anymore how far you've drifted away from yourself. And here's where it gets uncomfortable, because accountability, shame, at some point it started with survival, became a pattern, and patterns become participation, not conscious at first, but real. So I had to sit with myself and say, there were moments I ignored my own knowing. You already know. There were moments I chose connection over truth. There were moments I stayed when I should have walked away. And I can say that without shaming myself because I understand now I was doing the best I could with what I know and what I knew then. But what I know now requires something different of me in my current circumstances. Every time I left myself, I lost something. A voice inside of confidence and of trust, that deepest lost. I stopped believing in myself. My body would speak and I would override it again and again and again until I didn't even recognize what truth felt like anymore. So when I think about letting shit just slide, it's a no. I don't do this to myself anymore. I say I didn't know how to protect myself yet. I didn't know what safety felt like. I didn't know I was allowed to choose me. So nothing is sliding anymore. And that matters to me. Blame keeps you stuck, but awareness sets you free. So let's slide through this, choosing ourselves with the right step. Let's look at new things. It looks like pausing when something feels off. Choosing yourself. It looks like letting my no be enough. It's a whole sentence. No. It looks like not explaining myself just to be accepted. It looks like listening to my body because I listened to fear for so long, not letting it slide. It looks like walking away, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it hurts inside, even when it's lonely, even when it costs me something. But staying in the wrong situation cost me more. So we're not letting that slide. I want you to sit with this. Think about it. Let's pause. Where have you ignored your own voice? When was the last time you said yes, but really meant no? You know that no, nigga. What does safety feel like in your body? What are you tolerating that is quietly harming you? And where are you still confusing survival over truth? I didn't lose myself overnight. It was over time, in moments, in silence, in decisions I didn't even realize I was making. But the same way I left, little by little, choice by choice, truth by truth, you can return. And now I know that I can feel, that I can hear myself clearly. I'm not abandoning myself anymore. This is steps where survival ends and truth begins. Reach out, share what's on your heart at blackjewels.com. Until next time.